Jojo! Tree of Wisdom. Right ahead of us. Tree of Wisdom. Seriously, see that tree? 4 years ago, I was parked in this space 4 years ago, and that we done a live for 2 hours just about that tree. It was a lot thinner and a lot smaller then. It was brilliant. It was a fucking brilliant live, but it was exactly around 4 years ago, because I know that's the last time I was here in this car park, and it was dead thin. If you don't believe me, ask Mouse Charger. Mouse Charger was in the chat, and we done a 2 hour live. We must have had we hit big numbers that night. It was a 2 hour live, and we hit about a peak viewing. It must have been at least 7 people in the chat, and they were just made up because all we done was, yeah, it was madness. I think we called it. It was just, the live itself was just called Crazy Behaviour. Because we just, we as a chat just talked about the tree, and we named it the Tree of Wisdom. It's only just been literally planted, one of them partially grown trees that they put in these car parks. And we were wondering whether it'd survive. Because at the time, there was some really bad drivers. We were watching people drive as well, We just didn't look at the tree for 2 hours. We also was studying people's driving behaviours, because a lot of people use this car park for learning how to drive. And, they're fucking terrible, to be honest with you. They're the worst drivers you've ever come across. There's one in front of us now where you can see the silver car. Look at the way they're parking into that square, look. No idea whatsoever, look. See, look at the lights, the brake lights on. They've overdone the box. Now they're in the other box to the right of it. Look, brake lights have gone on again. Open the door to look to see where you're by the white line. You're over the white line. So now look, get back in the car. They're going to put the reverse lights on now. Let's see. Watch. It's a good job the Tree of Wisdom's not near that car, because that's what we were worried at the time about this type of behaviour. We were. As I said here, Mouse Charger was in there. Yeah, it was big numbers. It was huge. 7 people at peak. Look at them. They've got out the car. We'll just park here. We've parked over the other box. She's gone round. Is she going to get into it? Because he couldn't fucking park. She's going to get in to the driver's seat by the looks of it now. They ain't got a clue, have they? Because that's why we were worried about the tree. But obviously the people who planted the tree put a post up as well. Slim, how are you, mate? Slim, have you got the fantasy football going, mate? It starts here in 2 weeks' time. And I need to, I'm getting anxious, you know what I mean? I'm getting very anxious, Slim. I keep wondering about my team this year, you know what I mean? I need to get in and study, and you're not giving us much time, mate. Can you set it up again, please? I just need you to set the league up. I've got the login and everything, so I can just go in then. But if you do set it up, Slim, I'd appreciate if you don't tell anybody. Yes, mate, I'm good. It's live. Oh, brilliant. I'll have a go with that then. Don't tell anyone, Slim. I've got a better chance of winning then. Slim, meet Jojo. This is Slim. Slim's been with us for years, man. He's one of the good ones on here, mate. He's a good lad, Slim. originally from Fly Me to the Moon's channel. We were all around them, weren't we? Because Slim was everywhere. Slim was not everywhere, you know what I mean? You wouldn't catch him in, let's say, where wouldn't you catch Slim? You wouldn't catch Slim in oh, look who's come in. Many behind one. Guess who? Oh, Jimmy, is that you? It's not Jimmy, is it? Jimmy, is that you, man? Jimmy, if that's Jimmy, look, it may not be Jimmy. He's Scottish. Oh, it's not. What are you doing? Is that you, Mark? Mark, is that... I don't know who's Scottish nowadays. I ain't got many Scottish mods. Is it Mark? I thought they'd lock Mark up though, hadn't they? I thought Mark was in some kind of asylum. You know what I mean? Anyway, I was in the hotel and I went for something to eat. And it's just too hot to drink. I couldn't drink, beer, and I can't stand it around. If I'm not drinking, I won't stay in a pub. So I thought I'll come here to meet Tree of Wisdom car park. I'll buy some cigarettes. I didn't even need cigarettes, but I bought another packet just to pass time. I bought cigarettes early this morning, and I've still got, because of work, you know what I mean? You don't smoke in work, so I've got 2, 6, 8, 10, 12. I've still got 14 left in my original packet I bought this morning. But now I've just gone and bought another packet of 24. 24. So I better get some smoking done. I need to get smoking done, otherwise I'm going to have too many cigarettes floating about, you know what I mean? Oh, I bought, just so you know, so you're aware, I bought another one of them. Look, I'll show you there. It's a British flag smelly for the car. Oh, the code for the... yeah, well, that's a good code, isn't it? W6. And then I see the OX. Is that a D and an L? Mark, is that you? Many behind you? Or many behind one? Scott's eating donuts. Slim, I'll get that. It is you. Mark, you're fucking off your head, lad. Have you moved to Berkshire yet? Mark, do you want some advice? Don't move to Berkshire. Don't buy that property, mate. Don't do it. Look, I'm just going to tell you now, do not move to Berkshire. Jojo, would you move to Berkshire? Would you, Jojo? You live in Hampshire, next door to it. Would you move to Berkshire? Tell Mark. No, there you go. Slim, that's Mark. Mark comes on my panel when I do lives. I'll be doing lives soon, people. I get me home internet gets put on there Thursday. When's Thursday? Thursday the 13th? Yes, I get when's the 13th? Yes, I think it's Thursday. Yeah, so I'll be able to do some nighttime and weekend lives like we used to, where we can ask AI. We can have some decent conversations with AI for once. I mean, yeah. I'll need to find some Buckfast to purchase down here so I can jump on the panel. Look, mate, if you're going to Berkshire, I'm sure one of the off licenses there will definitely sell Buckfast. I believe it's a big seller. it's a big seller in here in Berkshire. The Buckfast. You miss me lives, Jojo? I miss me lives. It felt weird going live on Sunday when I went to give Lane a bit of support. It was dead weird. I was only live for what, 17 minutes, man. honest to God, if I was serious at this, I'd be good at it, you know. I was live for 17 minutes and had 1,400 views. Fucking hell, man. I remember when it used to go live and I could be live for a year and wouldn't have 1,400 views. Yeah, it was mad, but it was good to go down and just give Lainey a bit of support. I know a lot of other people who go out to the protests and stuff, and film, I think a few of them should have turned up. I'm not going to tell people what to do, but I think they should have, to give him support, whether you like Lane or not. What happened to him shouldn't have happened to anybody. And regardless whether it was Lane or not, he wasn't taking the mick that night. He wasn't doing nothing. He was filming, and he got fucking physically attacked by 5 fucking people. And the police have dropped the case. The police are not even looking into it. And the rest of the community are not even giving Lane any support. And it's fucking wrong. It's wrong. They should be supporting them, because that could easily be any one of us, any single one of us who walk around with a camera filming, and that could have been absolutely any one of us. Whether they like Lane or not, it doesn't matter. No, if you don't like any of the guys you go filming, the last thing you want, or the last thing you'd not like to see happen, is any of them get attacked. You know what I mean? Whether you like them or not, you're not going to sit there and go yes, because, you know, it could be anybody. And it was fucking wrong the way they beat him up that night. Oh, Pollyanna Arts. Pollyanna, I need a favour off you. I've just moved into a new place, and I want a piece of art, drawn, no, painted, but I want it on a few topics, what I want to give. And it can be content. No, it's up to the artist. But I want to commission a piece. And to be honest, I was watching. Well, I wasn't watching. I was speaking to an artist this weekend, and I thought to myself, well, hang on. I know Pollyanna does it. Is it possible if I'll pay? Obviously, I'll pay for it. It's no fucking. Wouldn't even take it if it was free. I want to pay for it because I want it commissioned. Because I want a painting. It hasn't got to be a big painting. You know what I mean? I've only got a small place. It's not a mansion. But I want a painting which just captures or interprets what I feel. What do you reckon, Pollyanna? Would you be able to do that? Would you be interested in doing it? I can do it for you, no bother, pal. My email is fantastic. I'll give you an email when I get here. Well, it'll be on Thursday when my internet's on. I'll send you an email, but I want you to come back with a price, and I want the price to be what an artist would charge. You know what I mean? It's not freebie land. But I just want a single piece of art for one wall. Yeah, thanks very much, because I was thinking it's exactly who I thought I was. I was actually going to send you an email, but I realised I didn't have your email address. Yeah. How is everyone anyway? We're back at the tree of the proper. This is the original. Look, I'm not saying anyone else's tree is not original to them, but right, and there's not many streamers who do live streams about a tree. Right now, 4 years ago, and I've got it saved. You know, on this channel, a lot of my lives go into private, but they're there. I can release it just to show everyone. You know what I mean? So everyone says, oh, look at Jim jumping on the bandwagon, filming a tree. I done this 4 years ago to this same tree in this car park. It wasn't half the size then. It was a tiny little thing. And we done a 2-hour live just about the tree. You know, so look, if anyone's going to ghost later and watch later and say, oh, and then send people emails saying, oh, Scouse was taking the piss out of your tree of wisdom. I'm not taking the piss. I love the tree of wisdom. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't matter where the tree of wisdom is. But this is the original tree of wisdom. And I've got the live to prove it. And we've talked about it many times on the live. And there was 7 other people. Well, 6 other. No, there was 7 people in the chat. And me. That means there was 8 of us, you know what I mean? And we had a fucking great live that night. It was, it was 2 hours long. 2 hours long. And we just... one of the best lives ever. It's unforgettable. It was better than Fly Me to the Moon's live on collecting golf balls. That went on for 3 hours. Remember that one, everyone? When Fly Me to the Moon went golf ball. He called it golf ball hunting. And he walked around for 3 hours with a stick. The stick had a grabber thing on it, which picked golf balls up. And it started to get dark. And he was on the golf course. And he got scared, didn't he? He got scared. He could hear noises. And he was like, oh, I'm scared. Remember? Yes, no, just give me some ideas on what you want done. Oh, thank you very much. Excellent. Do you remember that, Slim? Do you remember Fly Me to the Moon? That was a terrible live, wasn't it? But that was a Saturday fucking night. Now, what makes it worse, that live, that Fly Me to the Moon, was I was in his chat and I said I'm getting ready to go out. I was going out. I was going to the casino one night. And the live was so bad that I ended up going out. I ended up staying in and watching this fucking idiot walk around a golf course in the pitch dark with a stick and a torch collecting gold. I said to him, why didn't you go when it was light? And, you wouldn't need the torch didn't work. And the stick he had this stick thing with like a fucking... It had like a skull on the end of it, which he used to scoop. And everywhere he walked, he was saying, hey, look, I found another one. And he found like 13 golf balls. And he was made up, but he got really frightened because of the dark. That was one of Moon's best lives. It was, probably his best live. I remember the week after I'd done a review on it. On Moon's live, when Moon's on his live, that one, the golf ball one, he had big numbers. He had at least 30 people. He had 30 people in. So he was doing really well. He was made up. He monetarised it. That's how good it was for him. He actually monetarised it. He says he made something like 13 pence after 3 months. But when I used to do my morning lives, when I didn't used to play music and I used to talk, I actually reviewed Moon's live, didn't I, while I was driving? And the title was, I Know Why YouTube's So Bad. I found out why. And I had about 180 people in, didn't I? 180 people in. Because they were all thinking, oh, look, Jim's going to blow up the YouTube, blow up this side of YouTube. And they're all expecting like some big announcements, because I used to do that, didn't I? I used to clickbait, didn't I? That's what it's called. I used to put titles in that didn't have anything to do with what I was going to talk about, just to get people on the, to come to the channel. And they used to all sit there, and I used to watch the disappointments and the numbers to drop. But on this one where I reviewed Moon's live, they all stayed because they couldn't believe how poor Moon's live was that night. Yeah, remember he was selling them out of the boots. Remember he went back? Yeah. And he was saying to this guys, do you want to buy any golf balls, mate? And the guys are going, they're on a golf course site. How much are they like? And he was like, these ones here are worth £15 each, but you can have like 5 for 20 quid. And they were stealing them, weren't they? But he was so silly that he didn't. So like they were going, there's one, and they picked up two, 3, but they had 6. You know what I mean? And we could see it because he's got the camera on it. We could all see that he was getting ripped off, right? But he just didn't notice, did he? He had no idea. He was just made up because the guy had like a fiver in his hand. Going, yeah, there's a fiver here, Moon. Well, they didn't call him Moon because they just thought, they went in the golf club, didn't they? And they said, there's some traveller outside selling golf balls. He was fucking mad. He had some and that guy didn't have the right change, so Moon went to the car and the fella next to it was brilliant. The guy didn't know he was on camera and he was away there nicking away. But let's be honest, Moon deserved it, didn't he? Because in an effect, Moon stole them, didn't he? You know what I mean? I mean, Moon didn't go to the golf club, did he, and say, can I go round and pick up all the golf balls that people have left? Nah, he didn't do that, did he? He just turned up in the night time with a stick and a torch that didn't work. Remember his torch? I've got this infrared torch. It picks up golf balls. You couldn't see your fucking hand with it in front of you. And it was... he kept falling down fucking holes because he had no proper torch. Oh, I paid 70 quid for this torch. Did you know people must see him coming? Hello, mate, do you want to buy a torch? Yeah, how much is it? 70 quid, you can see golf balls with it. Yeah, can I have two? Look, Moon, if you're watching this later, I'm not having a go at you, I'm just saying, like, no. We noticed what was happening to you, Moon, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when you done that golf ball thing. We knew the decline was coming, and I don't know whether, is it dementia Moon's probably got? Can he start getting dementia at his age? Probably is, I think personally the best place for Moon is something like an old age people's home, We can go visit him, can't we? Take him a grapefruit. Who used to do that? Right, this is no word of a lie, right? I had a mate who was in hospital, right? And he said to me, I used to take him stuff in, you know what I mean? And he said to me, can you do us a favour, can you bring me some fruit in? I said, yeah, okay. So I bought him 12 grapefruits. 12 fucking grapefruits I bought him, right? But you know them champagne buckets? Do you know the champagne buckets that they use in pubs, right? We'd nicked one of them from somewhere. So I bought that in as well. I said, I've got your fruit bowl as well. And the little bedside table he had next to him, it took up the whole top of it. And then I put these 12 fucking grapefruits. And he sat there, I said, these cost me a fucking fortune. I said, there's the fruits that you asked for. So he didn't, he's one of them guys that he couldn't complain. So I said to me, I'll peel you one. And I peeled a grapefruit. And handed me. And because obviously, I said, these cost me a fucking fortune. I didn't realise they were so expensive. And he had to sit there. They must have been the most bitterest or sourest fucking grape. You could just... I remember it must have been about 6 months after it, we were in the pub. And I said to him, how did you get on with them grapefruits? And he said, oh, they were brilliant, thanks. And I said, that was a fucking joke. And he went, oh, you cunt. He said, they were fucking terrible. He said, oh, grapefruits, man. You couldn't fucking write it. I don't think anyone likes grapefruits. Isn't it funny? I don't think anyone actually likes grapefruits. But it's like one of them things, isn't it? Where, when you do a grapefruit and you'll take a segment, it's you don't like it, but you're going to still stick it in your mouth. So you can make that thing with you, where you shrug your shoulders up to your face and cringe your face. It's fucking mad, isn't it? It is absolutely mad. Grapefruits, man. Why do they exist? Does anyone in the chat like grapefruits? I'm here putting your shopping away. You haven't got grapefruits, have you, Jojo? Never even gave him the cherries. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Who remembers the days of that? We used to go to functions and it used to always be a prawn cocktail. You remember when you went to them charity functions and that? And the menu would always be the same. For starter, you'd have prawn cocktail or a grapefruit. I couldn't think of two of the most disgusting as prawn cocktails. Oh no, thanks. Oh god. And I'd say, oh no, I won't have to start it. And they'd always say the same, wouldn't they? Well, do you want some bread? And you're thinking, well, yeah, go on then, I'll have a slice of bread. But did you not? But isn't this true? Who remembers those days where you go, oh no, I don't want the starter, I'll just have a main and a dessert. And they go, but everyone used to say the same. Well, do you want some bread instead? And they used to bring you over a little basket of bread. That was fucking... Everyone's sitting there eating prawn cocktail and fucking trying to scoop out a grapefruit with a cherry on the top. And there's you sitting there with your basket of bread. Oh, jeez. Oh, no, they say, oh, no, you're going to have something. And no, I'll be fine, I'll just leave the... Well, go on then, I'll have the bread. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Jesus Christ. There's illegal migrants coming into the country now getting better fed than what we got fed in the 60s, 70s and 80s. But it was great, wasn't it? Wasn't it great? Oh, God's sake. Who remembers the pineapple cheese? You'd spend all day, your mum would say, oh, we're having a party tonight, can you do the cheese for us? And there'd be a big block of fucking cheese, be about 1.5 kilos of cheese, a big block. The cheese tasted like nothing like cheese. It was just like a big block of fucking, I don't know, lard. And and she go, oh no, you're cubing them, just make them this size cubes, they've got to go with the pineapple. And I go, oh, can I do the pineapple? And she go, no, the pineapple's done, it's in the tins already. Just do the fucking cheese. Can I grate it instead? No, how can you put it on a stick if you Oh, Jesus, fuck, man. Oh, the cheese, you remember starting though? The pineapple cheese. Couldn't have a party without it. Remember them cans of seven up beers where there was seven pints in a keg in a little... Who remember? You remember? You used to have to put 2 little holes in the top so it could pour properly. The house stunk of fucking beer for days because it got spilt in the carpets and everything. And bottles of Cherry B and Baby Sham. Great memories with a bit. That's it, a bit of ham. You knew if the person who's having the party had a few quid. Yeah, because you get cheese and ham and pineapple. Cheese, ham and pineapple. Yeah, I don't think we ever had ham on ours. But I've went to a few parties where they stretch the budget. This is nowhere to lie, like my mate retired. Didn't retire. He didn't pack in his job. He was relocating. So he had a party in Eastleigh, near Southampton. What was the name of the pub? The Lee. I think it was the Lee on Lee Road. Big fucking pub. And he had his retirement party, or his leaving do. And the buffet was upstairs. So he had to go up a flight of stairs. But he's on the mic downstairs tonight. So we're all at this too, leaving do. And I said, I'm fucking starving. I said, I hope he's got some good food. You know, on a buffet, you know what I mean? Some chicken legs and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And this is nowhere to lie. He's on the mic and he's doing a speech about leaving. And we give him a card and a few quid in it and that. And then he goes, right, everyone, just to tell you, the buffet is now open. And we went up the buffet, and it was just full of bowls, little fucking finger bowls everywhere. But every bowl was just full of crisps. Nothing else. There was I swear, as I got, there must have been about 60 or 70 bowls, and every bowl was just full of crisps. And I thought, this is brilliant. I thought, because everyone's going up, and I was watching people, they're walking around the table like a horseshoe, with a plate in the hand. But there was nothing at this buffet except plates of crisps. And this is no word of a lie. And I was pissing myself laughing. And I'm thinking, oh. So there was a person in front of me, a woman, and she goes, oh, I think they're all different flavours. And I said, yeah, but how do you know? Because they're all the same fucking... She goes, they must be all different flavours. I said, well, how the fuck would you... So I thought, he's done this as a joke to wind everyone up. So I goes back downstairs, in the lane. I goes downstairs and I got a beer. And he's sitting there with his beard. And his beard was dead miserable. She was never the fucking funniest, man. But I thought, this is... And I went down and I said, you two are fucking brilliant. I said, that's the best fucking joke I've ever seen. I said, I couldn't even beat that. Honest to God, it was better than my grapefruits. It was better than the grapefruits. And I said, that is fucking brilliant. And he goes, what? I said, the buffet. I said, no food, just crisps. He goes, oh, no, that's it. And I said, yeah, but it's not a buffet, is it? I said, it's just fucking crisps in bowls. And you know what she said to me? She said, yeah, but they're all different flavours and they are the best crisps. And it's like, I don't know, perhaps it's the start, isn't it? You knew things were going to go downhill after that. I heard a few years later that he left his bed. This is no word of a lie. And he done a charity bike ride. This is no word of a lie. So he done a charity bike ride from Land's End to John O'Groats on a penny farthing. And I thought, yeah, that's the type of thing he would do. You know what I mean? And he's probably made up, because he's done this bike ride on a penny fucking farthing. He probably raised about 12 quid as well, which was, can't be knocked. My mum had full salmon on a platter for party. Yeah, do you know I hate salmon? And I think I hate salmon. This is no word of a lie. Because of parties. See, everyone in the 70s and 80s used to, especially parents in the streets, they all done parties, didn't they? And they always had a fucking full salmon, and they spend hours decorating it and putting cucumber and everything on it. I used to hate it, man. It wasn't so much the salmon, I didn't mind the salmon, but it was just the smell of salmon. Yeah. We used to, I think everyone used to get the gal, when you're having a big party years ago, because everyone knew the fucking draymen, didn't they? Everyone knew the draymen. And they go, oh, I'm having a party the weekend. Okay, we'll drop a few barrels off for you. They drop a few barrels off and get a few quid. Do you remember them and the soda siphons? Do you remember the proper soda bottles? I used to love them, Soda fountains, not the soda fountains you buy. The proper pub ones, thick glass. It used to be like crystal fucking glass. Dead heavy. And had the thing at the top that you pressed. And the soda water would come out of it, and you'd think, fucking, all that effort for that. Yeah, what can I say, man? You feeding the snakes? Jojo, what do you feed the snakes, if you don't mind me asking? Do you have to feed them insects? What do you feed snakes? Because I've never been into a shop and seen snake food. Does it come in a packet? Mickles. Mickles. What the fuck's a mickle? What's a mickle? some fucking tree, that, isn't it? I'm going to go back onto that live that I done 4 years ago and take a picture of how that tree looked then. Mice. They eat mice. No, what I used to love from the sweets, remember you used to get 3 for a penny. 3 for a penny. Do you remember the white and pink mice? Do you remember them? They used to be lovely, didn't they? I wonder if the snakes would eat them. White and pink mice. Frozen mice, rats, etc. You have to defrost them. Oh no, man. Imagine that. Take the mice and rats out the freezer. Put them on the side, please. Oh no, go away. Jojo, stop it. Fucking hell. My father would buy them a bottle of beer if the tennis was on or the football. When Scotland were in the World Cup. Yeah, I remember. We all had street parties. Street parties used to be brilliant, didn't they? First main street party. Well, because we used to always have parties, community parties. We always had community parties. But the first major street party was 1977. The Silver Jubilee, was it? Silver, yeah, it was the Silver Jubilee. It was fucking brilliant. Parties went on for days, man. Absolutely days. Just used to move from house to house, but we had it out in the street with all the... It was really good then, them days. Yeah, I remember when the Pope came to Liverpool, and me and my brother, we were only young teenagers, but me and my brother got about, I think it was about 2,000 Pope key rings made up, and we went round all the pubs selling them, £1 each. We fucking sold every one of them. People were just flogging to buy a Pope. I don't know, he got them made up, my brother. He was a bit more fucking savvy than me at the time then. He was older than me. And yeah, he got all these, remember them? Do you remember the key rings you used to get when you went to school? Remember when you get your school photos taken? And all that was, remember the key ring that you could take the back out of it and put a photograph in it, a little Polaroid, a little tiny Polaroid in it, and then click it, and then that was you. Yeah, we got about 2,000 of them made up. They cost us about 30 pence each, and we sold them all for £1 each. I remember. And they all sold, every single one of them. Yeah. It's the same when Liverpool won the first Champions League. My uncle, he had a Mexican hat. No, one of them big, massive Mexican hats with the doggle things on them, the little bobble things that go round. But it was red and white. And he went round the city centre and people put the hat on and he'd take a Polaroid picture of them and charged them like £3 at it. And it was like just extortion. But people were buying them. People were, oh, can we have a picture with your hat? And he'd go, yeah, they are. And he'd get, remember the Polaroid camera where you took the picture and it come out and then you had to wave it about and then... Yeah, he sold loads of them when Liverpool were doing the tour of the champion. Well, it wasn't the Champions League then, it was the European Cup. That was the 70s as well. What went on in the 70s? Sombrero, that's what it was. I've got one of my key. Yeah, remember them little key rings? Remember this, you used to get them with, you used to get a school picture set. Remember when the guy used to come around the school and you used to get a picture of you with the class. Then you get a separate picture, wouldn't you? and a key ring, and it used to come through, didn't it? It used to come through to school. They used to give you it to take home, and then your parents would decide if they wanted to buy them. And I remember, like, because there was four of us, there was four brothers. And my mum used to go, I'll have that one and I'll have that one, but I don't want Jim, yours are terrible. Can you take yours back? No, we don't want them. I used to go, what, are you serious? Yeah, they look terrible. They look, oh, you look terrible on them. Could have fucking fixed your collar. Look at the state of you on that picture there. And you go, what? You want me to take mine back and tell them you don't want? They'd burn them. He's not going to give you them any fucking cheaper. No, I'm not buying them ones. Oh, God. Oh, thanks, Mum. Fucking thanks for loving me so much. And when you got older, you'd say to your mum, wouldn't you, got any pictures of me anywhere? And she'd go, no, your pictures were terrible. We haven't got no pictures of you. Oh, for fuck's sake, are you sure I'm your son? Was I adopted or what? Did I get adopted late in life? Do you remember? Could you imagine that though? You were taking the photographs back into school. You'd be sitting there when you're in class, and then the teacher go, right, next Thursday, everyone, next Thursday, we're going to be going to Chester Zoo for the day. Chester Zoo. The money's got to be in by Monday. If you bring the money in by Monday, it's £11. All bring £11 in. And you go home and say to your mum, Mum, I need £11 on Monday. What for? We're going to Chester Zoo. Ah, you can go sick that day. But I want to go to Chester Zoo. And in the end, this is no word of a lie, right? I had a mate in Liverpool. Right, his name was Mark Drew. I'm going to grass him up. I don't think he'll mind now. He's in his 60s. So he won't mind. But we went to Chester Zoo, right? We all went to Chester Zoo. The school used to just go to one location every year. Right? Every year, the same, whatever year it was an annual trip to Chester Zoo. And it was like the big thing, you know, all these kids going to Chester Zoo. And like, we stole a penguin. Not a full-size penguin. Not a big fucking penguin. A baby penguin. We stole a baby penguin. And we just didn't get banned. But the whole school got banned from going to Chester Zoo. The police knocked on the door. This is no word of a lie, right? The police knocked on the door. And all I went, Jerry! And I went, what? Get down here! And I went, what? And she goes, what do you fucking know about a penguin? I said, I haven't got a clue. What do you mean? What about a penguin? Where is the penguin? I said, I haven't got a clue where the penguin is. We went to the zoo. I take it it's in the zoo. Someone stole a penguin. Oh, God. I remember once we went to Leeds, right, again, the same, we used to go boxing. So we used to go boxing, and we all went to Leeds, it wasn't Leeds, it was Bridgewater in Somerset. So we're all on this coach from Liverpool, from Kirby, right, we're all on this coach, so we had all the boxers on it, and all the parents. And coming back, we stopped at a service station, and do you remember them rubber plants, the big rubber plants? So there was one of them at the service station, and one of the parents says, oh, that'd look lovely in my house. So they stole it. And we're on the motorway. This is no word of a lie. We're on a motorway, and the police stopped the coach. And the copper come on, and the copper goes, he had like this, the Dorset accent, not Dorset, fucking Cornwall accent. And he went, we've had information that somebody has stolen a cheese plant. And one of the parents said, it's cheese plant. Everyone was pissed. One of the parents went, it's cheese plant. He went, what the fuck's a cheese plant? He goes, it's a plant. It's called a cheese plant. And someone shouted, eat the evidence. Eat the evidence. It's made of cheese. But this is no word of a lie. You think, so they got the plant, right? This is no word. They got the plant, but they couldn't prove which one of the 39 people on the coach had stolen it, right? But what they decided to do, this is no word of a lie, this is the honest to God truth. They took us all, escorted the coach to a police station. We all got put in cells. Every one of us, even the kids at the time, we all got put in cells. And then we got taken in for interview. And the same question was asked, what do you know about the cheese plant and who stole it? And this went on for about 6 fucking hours. In the end, they had to let us go on. It goes, and this is honest, this is no word of a lie. On leaving the police station, somebody stole the plant again. Honest to God, man, we were just fucking terrible. Honestly, our parents, you know what I mean? They brought us up right, didn't they? They showed us. Oh, nowadays you get beaten up, you'd be fucking tasered. You'd be doing 20 fucking years in prison for stealing a cheese plant. It used to, honest to God, how the fuck we grew up with anything. What the actual fucks are now? There's no way to lie, honest to God. I would not tell you a lie. These is what really happened. I lived in Liverpool, and I lived in a place called Scotland Road. And on Scotland Road, the houses were massive, big, huge Victorian houses. So we lived on floors 1, 2, and 3. Right, the ground floor was the doctor's surgery. I mean, the doctor's surgery, there was about 15 fucking doctors, right? But our family lived on floor number 1, 2, and 3. But we also had a cellar downstairs, because the cellar used to have the meters and everything in it. Right, one day, me and my brother, right, it was summer holidays, and we went up to we never really lived on the 3rd floor. It was a big fucking massive house. But no, there was only fucking my mum and my dad. My dad worked away. So there was my mum and four lads. But me and my elder brother, we goes up to the 3rd floor in the summer holidays we're fucking about. And anyway, we found this room. And in this room, there was a hole in the wall. A tiny hole. Tiny. Honest to God. You just about put your finger in it. And my brother says to me, oh, look at this hole here. And he's going, what's in there? So we're trying to look. And he says, I can see some light. It must be a secret room behind this wall. This is no word of a lie. We spent 5 weeks knocking this wall down. And we went in the end after 5 weeks. And it was next door's house. Next door's house, there was 2 kids, a lad and a girl, right, and their mum and dad. So we goes in, and my brother says to me, it's fucking next door's house. I said, I just put a blanket over it or something, just push something against the wall. So anyway, we used to go in every now and then. They never noticed, because obviously the houses were massive. It just must have went into another spare room that they had. But anyway, we used to go in every now and again to help ourselves to biscuits. And one day we come home from school, and my mum's sitting, and when we see my mum's face, we thought, oh fuck, we're in trouble here. And she goes, what do you know about a hole in a wall? And trying to be sarcastic, because there used to be a pub called the Hole in the Wall. She says, it's a pub. And she give me a slap over the ear. She goes, the fucking hole in the wall upstairs. What stairs? There's a big hole in the fuck. Someone's knocked through into next door's. We haven't got a clue. It wasn't us. It wasn't. Oh, God, man. It was fucking mad. It was just ridiculous. The Macmullins, yeah. My when I go to Liverpool a lot now, and I go to a place called Stanley Road, which is just off Scotland Road. The Macmullins used to own pubs on Scotland Road, but my niece, we go up and visit a lot. I see her quite a bit, and I'll make sure she's okay now, I think. And her long-term, her partner is Macmullen, Carl. He's a really nice lad. He's a fucking one of the best lads I've known him for years now. I don't know if he must be related to the Macmullins from Scotland Road, because he's from Stanley Road, and that name, they're all related. Some type, it could be a cousin or something like that. But yeah, I do know the Macmullins. I think Kevin used to own the Trossels, Nest, the Parrots. He owns a good few pubs on Scotty Road. All gone now, unfortunately. All the pubs are gone anyway. Where do you know the Macmullins? Is it the same Macmullins, the ones that own the pubs? Macmullins are everywhere. We were born and bred on Scotland Road, then we moved to Norris Green later on in their childhood. But I used to go to St Gerard School, that was my school. On Bowdry Street. Anyway, the tree's looking good anyway. There's a police car being parked there for ages, just wondering what the fuck's he doing. Look, I'll show you. Look, there's the police car. He's left it out just enough so he can keep looking behind his seat. My family is from Liverpool, that's their surname. It goes between London and Liverpool. Yeah, they will be the same family. Yeah. I need to ask Carl next time I'm up, what relation is he to the Macmullins of Scotland Road? Because as I said, they will all be related. I'm hoping he gets married next year to my niece. He's been with her long enough now. He's a good lad, he's he fits, he's an alarm installer. He's good at it as well. He gets some really big fucking jobs. They're watching you. Yeah. What are they going to nick me for? As Lane would say. Don't worry, they'll find fuck something. Every time I see Lane out, and he has to, when the police turn up, and Lane goes, oh, you're thinking, just get fucking off, because they're just going to nick you, lad. They're just going to nick you. Target him like fuck, just to fuck him up. My uncle Frank is from Liverpool. Great Liverpool humour. He's yeah, they're I like Liverpool people. Not them all, know what I mean? I can't vouch for them all, but those who I know, I like. They are it's a different type of person, Liverpool. Although they do remind me of the Scots, you know. When I went up to Glasgow, I told people this. The first time I went up to Glasgow, I was in a pub in the city centre, and I was speaking to a couple of lads, and we were talking about the football. And he said, oh, have you come up to watch Celtic? I said, no. He goes, I says, I wanted to go, but my lad, because my lad said to me, I was down for a week. My lad said, I'll get you a ticket. It was Celtic versus St Mirren, a midweek game. And he phoned me up and he goes, "You're not going to believe this." He says, "There's no fucking tickets." I said, "Oh, it doesn't matter, lads." I said, "I'm in Glasgow anyway." I said, "I'll end up once." And this is no word of a lie. I was having a couple of drinks in the pub, speaking to people. And the next minute, this guy come over to me and goes, "DR, mate." I went, "What's that?" And he goes, "That's me season ticket. It'll get you and another person in." He says, "That's you scan it." I said, "Do I have to?" He says, "No, you just scan that at the machine at the entrance. It tells you where your seat is and everything." And I thought, "What?" And he goes, "How much?" He says, "No, I don't want anything." He says, "I'm not going to the game." He says, "I'd rather you go." He says, and then the next night after I think the match was on a Wednesday. He says, "Just come in on a Thursday and hand me the ticket back." I couldn't believe it. And I didn't know this guy. Didn't know him at all. But that reminded me of a few times I've been up to Liverpool. I've been up to Liverpool and I didn't even know there was a match on. And then someone in the pub said to me, "Oh, you going to the match?" And I said, "No, didn't even know it was on." And the next minute they'll come along and go, "Yeah, there's tickets. Come to the match tomorrow. We'll have a few beers before the game." Anyway, folks, what time is it? I'm going to head back, grab a shower and that, ready for work tomorrow. And I'll catch you later. We'll come back in 4 years to check the tree's still there, hopefully. That's if we're fucking still here. Jojo, I'll speak to you later. Pollyann, I'll send you, it'll be on Thursday, I'll send you, I'll contact you by email. Have a good evening, everyone. Thanks for popping in, everyone. Mark, if you're still about, see you later, mate. And I'll catch you all later. Have a good one. I'm going to end the live now. How do I end the live? Oh, and Slim, sorry, mate. Yes, and I'll join the league. I'll scroll back up later and see what the password was. Or what the Tingo code is. But thanks very much. That's it. W6. Hang on, let me take a photograph of that on my other phone. So I can... multitasking. Right, photograph. There you go. It is saved on my other phone. Right, I'll let you go, everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for popping in. And I'll catch you all later. You have a good one. How do I end this live? I end it by pressing that thing there.